Hello, welcome to Sunshine Hunting. Hit the like button, leave a comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this message resonates with you. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you guys are joining me again. I am so excited to meet with you guys again today. Today's reading is about, how the other person is feeling and thinking about you. And I say the other person because I don't really want to box us into a gender specific. And I think it would be kind of nice to kind of keep that open. If I do happen to say he or she or well, there goes a kitty cat. Then I apologize, but just know that that's just me not getting used to having kind of like an open terminology. It's hard sometimes. But just know that I'm just meaning the other person. And so, yeah. So I'm excited. What I'm going to do first is take a drink of my coffee and pull one card that'll be kind of like a card that's going to finish us off at the end and kind of basically bring everything together. And the other card, and then we'll start the reading, okay? So, we're going to do that from the Pulp Tarot because, I don't know about you, but I think this box is kind of cute. It's a little sexy, and I don't know, a little spicy and fun. And they're not all women in the deck, but I love this era of art, like pinup art and things like that. So that's why I'm kind of drawn to it. So, just doing some shuffling off camera. I'm not meaning to do that. It's just kind of awkward with my current setup. But I will bring it back to camera. And if you know me, I'm just so not like having to have all the cards arranged in one typical order. I'm not going to read reversals right now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I personally think that if whatever spirit wants us to take in, or the messages they want to give us, it's going to come through. So regardless, so yeah. So let's see. Let's get a good message from spirit. Oh, there we go. Well, now we know. That one actually flipped over. So let's pull one that maybe might be a little bit of a surprise. That would tie us it all together, and how they feel about us. I'm going to do that. I didn't see it. So, and I'm going to pull it off to the side. And you know what? We got two cards, and I love the fact that we got two cards, and I'm going to put chunk here on top of it so I won't forget. And let's get to it. Okay, so we'll come back to those at the end. At this point, I just want to thank you so much for joining me yet again. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. And let's get to it. How does he feel about us? How does he feel about you? Messages, current feelings, emotions. What does spirit want to share with us, right? Okay, so I'm going to begin. So so first we get the Two of Pentacles. And I am drawn to the fact that one that she's carrying like two items, right? One is like a bag, which to me looks like it's full of water, and then the other one seems like it's full of air. And she's kind of looking like, to me, like she's in the middle of a desert. I normally don't notice this at all on this card, which is kind of interesting. But I feel like that he made a choice and he regrets the choices that he made. He's looking at the one thing that was full of love and something that was substantial and meaningful, which would have been this pentacle of water, right? And then he's looking at the other one that was full of air, and it was nothing really solidifying, because it was just basically, like disintegrating. It wasn't solid foundation. We have another kitty, the same one. And so, he had to make a choice between the two. And my hair on here. And so that was what he did. Or I'm saying they did. Okay. And it was a really difficult choice to make. But he was really focused on having a victory of some kind in his life. And so he had to take distance. And in order to take that distance, it wasn't easy. He's just going to keep walking by. It wasn't easy, to do that. But to get in a boat and leave everything behind that he loved and cherished into the unknown. And you notice the crows that are like kind of steering him along, right? Or them along. But they did it. And it was like, for them, it felt like it was the right choice to do. They had to take that distance because they felt that that was the best choice at the time. And then we move to the next card, which is like the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is about clarity, right? Is about someone that is like they think with their head. It's all about their head, right? It's all about nothing really about their heart. It's all head space and really analytical. And so I'm curious at this point, which one, like what's going on here, right? Like, is this, I had to make a choice, and, this is obviously, I had to make a choice, and I had to take distance from you. And so I had to remove myself from your energy. So I cut myself off, and because that was the easiest thing to do. Because it was hurting me too much in order to be near you. And I'm gonna pull other cards like right at this point, only because to me it feels like there's a lot of regret. And the reason why it feels like there's a lot of regret is because every single person in these cards are looking down in sadness. Do you see that? Every single person is looking down. They're looking down like they're not happy. They're looking down like they made a mistake. They're looking down either like they're deep in thought. They can't stop thinking about something. And like they're questioning their choices. Oh, and this is the weirdest thing. I just noticed this now, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But both of these pentacles have stars in it. Like I just noticed it on this one, that this one has a star in it right here. But I didn't notice it on this red one that has a star in the middle too. But I mean, that makes sense with a pentacle, but I just didn't see it before until now. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, I thought it was only in the white one. And so I want to pull the cards because I feel like, I mean, I see the cards coming forward, but I feel like, you know, is this person like, is this person like so sad or feel like they made the wrong choice, you know? So I'm going to pull from this Osho deck. And see. Oh my God, that was the worst shuffle ever. And see what we get. See what they get. This is like, I'm going to have to figure out a different setup because this is like, it's not very comfortable sometimes. But it works. Okay, this one's coming out. Okay, so it comes out, there's a comparison card. And it's like, oops, it's flipping all over the place. And my immediate thing is that, you know, bamboo, there's bamboo and there's a tree, you know. And yes, bamboo is like one of the strongest fibers that's out there, right? And then there's a tree, you know. And it's like apples and oranges. It's like there's no comparison between the choice that he made or they made and you know. There's so much authenticity and so much substance between you and this other person. And, you know, you might have felt differently. You might have been heartbroken because of it. But they realize now that there's no comparison. That, you know, this person might have looked good on the surface, but in reality they weren't. They were easy because, you know, easier to deal with, maybe because you weren't requiring them to fully show, like they were not requiring them to fully show up. I'm speaking like there's a third party, but only because there's these two of pentacles, right? And I don't know what this miser card came out. Why is this miser card here? Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's see. Do a big stretch. I don't know. What is this miser card? I don't know. I mean, it's making me feel like they're saying that they thought you were the miser, but I don't know. They withhold their energy. It seems like they held back, you know, clearly. Huh. Wow. So my instinct is that, you know, my instinct is that you, or intuition, I should say, is that some sort of exchange happened, right? Like there was a monetary exchange, or, you know, there was some sort of act of like, gesture. Let's put it that way. There was some sort of gesture given, and, you were expecting something in return, right? And you didn't get that back, clearly, right? And you were capable, and you're capable of like manifesting a lot in your life. You're easily can manifest things. You put your mind to it, you can manifest anything you want. It's what it seems like people don't understand, but that how hard it is. Like you put a lot of work into things, you study, you like do things. We're gonna have another drive-by drive-by kitty. You really, really work hard and towards the things that you're trying to pursue and have ambition. And so a lot of times it gets kind of overlooked, right? And so and they like that. They think that's very attractive quality about you. And they want that, they're attracted to that, right? But they don't understand that those things take a lot of work and a lot of balance. And you need a lot of communication, right? He's going to sit right in the middle of our he's going to sit right in the middle of our reading. Of course he is. So, at some point there was a question on whether this was gonna, if this person was really gonna show up for you, because it must have had you question whether he was, because this card is clearly it's often thought of as the Playboy, the Playboy card, they go and they hang out with other, entertain lots of women, let's put it that way. And he must have had you questioning whether how sincere he truly was with you, right? And there was a lack of trust, and you thought, well, hey, you know what? Is this really worth all my effort and my hard work that I've been putting into this situation, And they're actually not giving as much as I'm giving, right? And so you start pulling back, which is, of course, what normally we do, right? Because there was no balance, right? And because they were already pulling back, they already were not contributing as much as you were. And so you're sitting here trying to manifest something. You're working hard trying to manifest something. Popeye, let's leave that alone, okay? Trying to manifest something that, you're just doing the manifesting and they're not doing any part of really trying to help, right? In order to make something happen. So you were questioning whether it was really sincere, right? And the confirmation of that is that, yet again, you have, the Queen of Pentacles shows up twice in this, right? It shows up twice in your reading. So, you are able to manifest anything you put your mind to. So somebody had to work hard at not showing up in your life. It's not like you were able to manifest a human being. I'm not saying that because that's not, people have, their own, free will. But somebody had to work hard to not show up in your life to fulfill a promise or an obligation that they had agreed to, So, and that's the thing that's so unfortunate, is that they had to work hard in order to let you down, right? And disappoint you. And that's what was so sad about it. Let me see. I'm going to pull one more card from here, because am I correct, Spirit, that these energies disappointed you? Yeah, they disappointed you. It's telling me yeah, so what they're saying to me is that, yeah, but that disappointment led you on a different journey. So that disappointment that they did, right, that you had thought, that you had thought that was going to happen, right? You had this dream of how your life was supposed to go, right? It was like a fantasy of some kind. And you had thought, he's so messed up my cards. And you had thought that you had planned out your life, right? The way you thought it was going to go. And it didn't happen that way. Right. And it literally put you in this transition period of you hermiting and trying to find out the reason why something such, them not showing up for you created such a, you know, hurt and pain, right? And made you like have to take this long journey in order to get to what you wanted in life, right? In order to get your justice. And I'm trying to make this clear is because somebody promised something to you, like whether it was a financial thing or a job thing, or they were going to show up for you to help you. And it probably wasn't just something minor. It must have been something big. And in order for me to do a collective reading, I can't really narrow it down. You know, Spirit's not allowing me to narrow it down. But they are, it's coming clear that there was some sort of real betrayal. Like it felt like a real massive betrayal. Like, you know, you thought that you could rely on this person and you could depend on this person. And in the end, you know, you felt like you were suckered out of like everything that you owned, you know, and you felt silly and stupid and naive and taken advantage of and manipulated. And you felt like you didn't deserve what happened to you, right? And so that's why I'm pushing these cards over here, because I feel like that what the universe was trying to say to you is that, you know, whatever was happening over here was not allowing you to live in harmony, right? Like this was so unbalanced. Like you were giving way too much of yourself, and it was so unbalanced that, and you knew that it was, because you were hearing it in your inner voice, right? Like, this person's taking advantage of me. This person's not showing up for me, you know, because it was causing a lot of pain. And you wanted the dream that you were going after, right? This dream was just the beginning of all the possibilities that you could obtain, right, in life. And you know, this vision, I mean, it was so beautiful with like the vision of this eagle looking down and at the earth and like seeing all the possibilities that could unfold. And so by their reluctance to show up for you in life, it allowed you to start a journey, you know, and that is where the Knight of Pentacles come in, right? It starts a journey of living from moment to moment, like, and that's truly like totality, like living exactly moment to moment. Like you have to be present because you have no idea what's going to happen next. And by doing that, and obviously making in your head, understanding what it feels like to be treated so poorly, and knowing that you would never do that, you know, is a big thing about consciousness, you know. And maybe you're their lesson, you know, maybe you'll end up being their lesson, life lesson, but and that they need to maybe see that abundance isn't always about finances. It's not always about money. You know, yeah, it makes our lives easier, but sometimes it's about having peace, you know, and happiness. You know, that certainly makes things a lot calmer in order for us to go after the money, you know, and that would be a good way to see the justice, you know, that would happen in your life. You know, this card just flew out of this one, and it is the Nine of Pentacles. And, you know, I love that she's standing there with, you know, all these awards, and she's standing in this fabulous dress, and she's looking, you know, with this death-defying stare, and like she's just arrived, and like, you can see me now, can't you? You know, you didn't want me before, but check me out now, you know. And that's exactly how the collective is. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. you. I wasn't good enough for you guys before, but now I am. Oh, okay. Now that I look like this, or now that I've achieved this level, then I'm good enough for you now. Oh, okay. I see. Well, yeah, go kiss my ass. Like that's what I love. So, which is so true. Like it's so, oh, okay. Now I'm too good. Now I'm good enough. Well, you know what? You lost your chance, So the two cards should be just one, but two came out. Oh, it's so interesting. It's the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, right? And the Eight of Cups, of course, as we know, is not being afraid to walk away from things that we don't know, from things that don't no longer serve us, right? And so Spirit's telling you, like, and the Eight of Pentacles is about not being afraid to communicate, like, it's like about like working hard on building your empire and like building it like painting by painting in this one, right? Like building it piece by piece and having a collection and working hard towards that. And, it's one step at a time, by removing yourself from the things that no longer serve you. It's like almost like an onion, like unwrapping an onion, it's, you get rid of one thing and then that doesn't serve you. And then maybe you'll find something else that doesn't serve you because that one was unraveled, it's just an interesting thing how things unravel in your life, and then you find things that do matter to you, that do need to stay. And the people that you have to focus on because they are significant and they should be in your life. And you need to have them in your life because they create such amazing energy and joy, and fulfillment. And that's the important thing. And so I love that energy for all of us. I love it. I am going to pull one card from the Adventures in Time just because the Spirit's telling me to do it. Just because I love these cards. Like, I love how they're iridescent like that and they're fun. They're kind of silly. And I got the Four of Cups. And patience. Yes, this is a big one. I remember having this to be really hard. It's telling me to tell you that, or they're telling me to tell you that, and I remember having this was really hard. Like in your head, you're thinking like the Four of Cups. It's like, I wanted this one thing, like this is what I wanted, but it's not exactly what I'm getting, and not being happy. Like not being happy, like it's not happening fast enough, or I'm not getting what I want, and I really wanted this, and but the thing is that like this cup is like coming from the heavens. Like you see that? It's flying in from the heavens, so it's like divinely given to you, and the other cups are empty. So I don't know, like I kind of feel like I want the cup filled from the heavens. Like I think I want that divine cup. I don't want those empty cups, and you're supposed to say like this or something better when you're trying to manifest something, right? Because maybe you can't even imagine what could possibly be coming in for you. And I know letting go of something that you really truly wanted in life is hard. What you had this vision for is hard. And you have to grieve it sometimes, or let it go and surrender it, right? But or wait, like have to wait for it, because it's all about divine timing. But know that it's going to happen when the time is right, when you're ready. And that is the whole point about enjoying the journey, right? enjoying this journey of the people you meet, the people you get rid of, what you learn, right? How strong you become, and the experiences you have. And I'm not saying that that's easy. Like, I had a lot of grief that I've had to go through in my life, in order to remove myself from things that I wanted to plan in my life and wanted to make happen. And that I couldn't make happen, right? I had to just let them happen. And I had to be patient. And I love this one because it's like, temperance is like pouring one cup into another, but it's also about like being super patient. And I love that it's like a Game Boy or something like that. And it's about having fun while you're waiting. Enjoying the time spent. And then there's like wings on that little guy, that wings on that Game Boy guy, and so yeah, it's about having, there's a goose and a chicken. Yeah, it's really about enjoying the process of it. And I know people say that, and it's such a oh my gosh, really? Like, that's such a routine thing to say. But once you get past the grief of letting the idea of what you want, or what you're trying to make happen, go, and just enjoy, where you are, and be in the moment, then it's so much easier. It's so much easier just to let life happen, and focus on your goals, focus on your purpose, and focus on you and the things that you want out of life, and creating the life you want, and less about having somebody in it. So I hope that helps. I think it will. It's interesting. It became less about what they wanted and less about how they felt about you, and it turned into more about like how you need to feel about yourself, which I thought was interesting. But I do feel that they feel a lot of regret, for what they did, and rightfully so. I mean, they should. They lost out. Sounds to me they lost out on some amazing people in this collective. They lost out on some amazing, amazing souls out there that that deserve better than they are. They deserve to be treated with lots of love and respect, and they deserve to be chosen because they're amazing. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to reading for you guys again. So take care, and I'll see you guys soon.